How much XRP do you realistically need to retire by 2035? I've crunched the numbers and it's way less than you might think, especially if you're already holding some XRP. And I've been in crypto for nearly 10 years, so this video is going to be very different than the videos that I usually make because I see the next 10 years for the crypto market extremely interesting because with utility tokens like XRP heating up, becoming more popular across the globe, we're going to address the most important question that people have, and that's how much do you need to retire? And we'll also talk about some tax tips that you can be able to implement right now by the end of this video. So you guys are going to absolutely love this. And this video is for anyone that holds any crypto asset aside from XRP. Maybe you hold some Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe the other ISO 222 standard projects or AI projects, real world asset projects, you name it. This video is for you. So as always, it's not financial advice. Go consult a financial advisor. These are just my thoughts based on my experience. And these videos are purely for educational, informational purposes only. And success looks different for everyone. So first we need to define what retirement looks like and what it means for you, because there's a wide variety of age ranges that watch these videos. You know, you might be 18 years old watching this. You might be 25 years old. You might be 45, 55, or 65 years old. So depending on how old you are is really going to determine your specific strategy. But the most important thing to focus on is the dollar amount that you need every single month to live stress-free, to cover your basic expenses like your mortgage, if you want to own a home, or your rent if you don't want to own a home, your food, you know, how much do you eat? Some people might be bodybuilders, some people might not eat a lot of food, you know? Plus think about vacations. And if you haven't calculated how much money you currently spend per month and how much money you want to be spending per month by retirement, that's really the most important step, because a lot of people think that they just need like $1 million or $2 million for retirement when the number might actually be a lot less than they think based on their current spending habits. And some people might like to spend a lot of money. They might want to live a luxurious lifestyle, so they will need more money for retirement to live the finer life. So define what your dream retirement looks like first and foremost, because for me personally, true financial freedom in retirement isn't about the jets. It's not about the yachts. It's not about buying luxury goods like, you know, $50,000, $100,000 watches. It's about all the bills being covered, which includes living expenses, utilities, food, transportation, and also factoring in inflation means that today's $5,000 a month lifestyle could cost roughly $7,000 to $8,000 a month by 2035. So that's why just holding on to cash is not a smart move for retirement. And millions of people are looking into the crypto market to be able to invest because they can see certain crypto assets appreciating over time. Now, there's a key to understand here. After you've defined how much money you need roughly per month to cover your basic necessities, all of your bills, all of your expenses, because anything else on top of that then makes life more interesting to be able to take vacations, travel, buy nicer things like exotic cars if you want. But first you need to focus on your core necessities so you can live without going backwards on your retirement to where you're completely set for life. And that's stress-free living. So the core steps for you, number one to do right now is to write down your current monthly expenses and also adjust for inflation if you plan on retiring by 2035. And there's different online inflation calculators that you can use for that. It's pretty simple. Just go and Google inflation calculator. But the average person needs roughly anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 a month to retire. If you want to have more fun in your retirement and you need an extra 15 grand, 20 grand, or 30 grand a month, then write that down, because how do you expect to hit a target that you can't even see? But better yet, how do you expect to hit a target that isn't even there? So first you need a target that you're shooting for if you're not yet there already. So how I was able to achieve my retirement target in my early 20s was by first writing it down. And now that I'm 33 years old, I never have to worry about money again ever in my life. And had I known what I know now when I was 18, 19, or 20 years old, I'd be a lot further off than I am right now, but I have no complaints. So I want to share with you during the rest of this video the most important things that I've discovered over the years that will drastically help you out. So step number 2, after you've written down the monthly income that you need to retire, we need to set up the proper retirement account to be able to store your income in. And the best possible way to do that is by setting up a crypto Roth IRA. So you probably heard of Roth IRAs, but have you heard of a crypto Roth IRA? Because over 90% of Americans miss this IRS loophole, where everyday people can be able to build wealth for retirement, deferring taxes And the vast majority of Americans aren't taking advantage of this. And virtually nobody tells you how to set it up. So I'm going to show you how to set one up in a little bit, but first I need to explain how it works. Because if you don't currently have a crypto Roth IRA, but let's say, for example, you already have a 401k or a retirement plan through your employer, well, you can actually roll over funds to your retirement account from an employer plan, or you can contribute US dollars to your retirement account or even cryptocurrencies. Now, there are contribution limitations based on how old you are, but this is an amazing concept to be able to save for something that you know isn't inevitable. Because if you're in your 30s and you plan on retiring by 60 years old, well, you got like 20 to 30 years to be able to contribute to your crypto IRA. So if you're under the age of 50, you can contribute up to $7,000 a year. And it's up to $8,000 if you're 50 or over. And this is a strategy that billionaires absolutely love. For example, Peter Thiel turned about $2,000 into $5 billion tax-free by investing early in PayPal. And over the last 20 years, Peter Thiel has quietly turned his Roth IRA into a gargantuan tax-exempt piggy bank by taking his retirement account of less than $2,000 in 1999 that has ballooned to well over $5 billion. And what's even more powerful than the amount of money here in his Roth IRA, as long as Thiel waits to withdraw his money until April of 2027, when he's 6 months shy of his 60th birthday, he will never have to pay a penny on the taxes of those billions of dollars. Now, because the cryptocurrency industry is relatively new over the past decade, crypto Roth IRAs are now becoming the most popular way to save for retirement for people that believe in blockchain technology and distributed ledger technology and cryptocurrencies like XRP, because a crypto Roth IRA, similar to a Roth IRA, is a self-directed retirement account that allows you to invest in cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and other altcoins while also leveraging the tax advantages of a traditional Roth IRA. And unlike standard Roth IRAs at major banks, which limit investments to stocks, bonds, ETFs, a crypto Roth IRA requires a specialized custodian or platform. And I'll show you what platform is the best to be able to get started with. But the primary advantages of a crypto Roth IRA are, number one, tax deferred growth, because all gains from appreciation of crypto assets like XRP, if it goes up over the next 10 years, and you decide to sell at the peak of the market in the next few months, if you believe that we're going to go into a bear market and you want to hedge your portfolio, well, normally if you were to sell your XRP on a centralized exchange like Coinbase or Binance, that would either be short-term or long-term capital gains tax, depending on whether you held your XRP for 12 months or longer. Whereas in your crypto IRA, you're free to sell it tax-free as long as you don't take distributions from it. Now, obviously, that's not financial advice. Go consult your advisor. But according to the IRS's website on publication 590B, talking about distributions from individual retirement arrangements, IRAs, any profits you make from selling crypto within your Roth IRA are not subject to taxes unless you take distributions before the qualified retirement age. So this will also shield you from short-term volatility if you do want to sell your XRP while also saving for retirement and not have to worry about the short-term capital gains tax. But you don't need to take distributions because you have money coming in elsewhere, whether it be from a business or a job. So if you sell your XRP and you're keeping that cash on the sidelines, you want to keep it on the sidelines in your crypto Roth IRA account. So I want to show you the number one platform that we actually recommend that we've partnered with that allows 24/7 trading access within your Roth IRA account. Unlike traditional platforms that have standard stock trading hours, that way you can capitalize on market opportunities 24/7 in the crypto market. So in the link of this video, if you're watching on x.com, it'll be above this video. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll be below. You just click more and you'll see where it says start your crypto IRA account here. Click that link. Now that is our affiliate link, but this is the same company that I've set up my retirement account with. So if you're planning on buying or selling XRP or any cryptocurrency, they are the top company in America, and we've teamed up with them to help you guys set yourself up for retirement. Now, if you go through our link in the description below, you're gonna get access to a $100 funding bonus, and you just simply click see promo code. It's gonna show BullRun9, and then you just sign up to get started and fill in your information to open your account. It's gonna take you max 10 minutes to do this. Now, after you've created your account, you're gonna select Roth IRA and you're gonna finish the application. Select crypto IRA, and you can either roll over funds to your retirement account from an employer plan, you can transfer funds to your retirement account from an existing IRA if you already have one, or you can contribute US dollars to your retirement account through either ACH or bank wire. Now, inside of your crypto Roth IRA, you can buy or sell crypto 24/7. There's low costs, no monthly fees, and it's completely free to set up your account. But when you want to fund your account, the minimum to get started with is $1,000. But with no sign-up fees and great customer support, this company is top-notch. So whether you're rolling over an old employer plan, you're contributing via, BankWire or ACH from your bank account, they're also one of the only companies to offer in-kind transfers for crypto IRAs if you're already holding crypto elsewhere. And they even have gold and silver as well too. So they have no monthly, no annual fees. They only have 1% buy or sell fees. So if you're planning on holding long term, there's really no fees there. And even if you're day trading, these fees actually do beat the fees of like Coinbase or other major centralized exchanges. And they're already an established company. They already have over 200,000 retirement accounts, over $14 billion in transactions. Now, after you set up your crypto Roth IRA, step number 3 would be to adopt a, hold some, sell some mindset, because 2035 is only 10 years away. And depending on how old you are, you might not qualify for distributions because you might not be 59 and a half years old. So if you're only 30 right now, well, by 2035, you're going to be about 40 years old. So you won't want to sell all of your XRP and take a distribution from your crypto Roth IRA. You would want to keep the vast majority in, and maybe you do want to sell some, but you don't want to sell it all. So having a middle ground works best. And even the smartest investors in the world, they just borrow against their XRP, allowing them to hold their XRP while being able to borrow anywhere from 30%, 50%, up to 75% LTV, which is a loan to value ratio. Now, if you haven't seen the video that I made yet on x.com here, explaining why the biggest investors never sell their XRP, they use it to become their own bank by borrowing against the XRP that they hold, definitely check that video out. It's about 22 minutes long. I'm not going to get into that in this video specifically, but I will leave a link for that in the description below as well. Or if you're watching on Twitter, it'll be above. And you can feel free to reach out to our team at bullrunners.com if you have any questions about it. Now, the next thing that I want to do is estimate how much XRP you would need to retire adjusting for inflation. Because if you have, let's just say, $1 million nest egg by 2035, well, there's ways to earn interest on your XRP through different lending strategies, liquidity pools, you name it, that can earn anywhere from 4%, 10%. Some liquidity pools pay even more than that, APY. But let's just use a 5% APY example on $1 million. That'd be roughly $50,000 per year. So let's just say, for example, you're holding crypto in a Roth IRA. You don't plan on taking any distributions until 60 plus years old, and you contribute the average $7,000 per year, and you buy XRP with it in your crypto Roth IRA. Well, XRP right now, at the time making this video, is about $3. So if you were to put all $7,000 into XRP, that's roughly a little over 2,300 XRP. And I do think over the next 10 years, XRP is going to be drastically higher than where it is right now. And I think a realistic price target for XRP by 2035 is $100. Now, obviously, nobody knows what price XRP will be over the next 10 years, but if you believe in the long-term tech, the utility, and the adoption, and you compare it to stocks like Google, Amazon, Tesla, you name it, that have absolutely exploded over the past 10 to 20 years, well, the next 10 years for XRP could look somewhat similar. So with XRP at $3 right now, if let's just say XRP were to hit $100 over the next 10 years, and you took that $7,000 and you bought XRP at $3, well then, hypothetically speaking, no guarantee obviously, well that 12-month contribution would be worth about $230,000. Now, what if XRP goes to $500 over the next 10 years? That same 2,300 XRP would be worth north of $1.1 million. Now, regardless of whatever the price is by 2035, in my opinion, it's a much better strategy to save in crypto rather than cash because of inflation eating away the dollar over the next 10 years. If you assume a best case scenario of 2% inflation, well, that means over 10 years, you've lost bare minimum 20% of the spending power of your dollars. Whereas, yes, cryptocurrencies like XRP or Bitcoin or Ethereum are more volatile, but volatility is the price that you pay for opportunity. And cryptos are actually less volatile over the macro compared to the US dollar because the US dollar has guaranteed volatility to the downside over the course of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. So if you're 30 years old, by the time you're 60, 30 years from right now, well, if you take 2% inflation every single year over the next 30 years, and you're just saving cash in a bank account expecting to retire, and you have it set up a crypto Roth IRA, then time's going to fly by just as quickly as it flew by from you going from 0 years old to 30 years old. So the smartest thing that you can possibly do is start today. And if you are over the age of 40 years old, you should have started 20 years ago. Heck, I should have started well over 10 years ago. But it's like the old saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. So don't wait, don't procrastinate. Do this by the end of this video. Click the link in the description below. Set up your crypto Roth IRA and fund it with your first $1,000. Then simply make contributions every single month up to the $7,000 annual limit. And you could just sit on your XRP. And if you want to sell some and take distributions, well, then you wouldn't keep that income in the IRA. You would then have anything on top of that $7,000 outside of the IRA, and you can apply some liquidity pool strategies and yield farming strategies that we teach inside of Altcoin Pro University, showing you how to earn APY on your idle crypto and earn passive income without needing to sell any of your coins. If you do want to learn that, I'll leave a link in the description below. I filmed a 13-minute video for you on altcoinpro.com that you can check out, where our research team shows you the best possible strategies to earn passive income. And then that passive income that you're earning, you can take the pre-tax dollars or the post-tax dollars and then further put that into your retirement account. So let's just say XRP goes to $10 over the next 10 years, and it only does a 3x from right now. Well, if you contributed $7,000 a year, that's only $583 a month. And over the next 10 years, that's about $70,000. Now, let's just say XRP stays at $3 for the next 10 years and does absolutely nothing. Well, if you contributed that $7,000 a year over the next 10 years, you would have over 23,000 XRP. Then let's say it takes another 20 years for XRP to go to $100, like how long it took like Google or Facebook stock from the year 2000 to 2025. So if you're 30 years old, you'll be 40 by 2035. Then over the next 20 years, you'll be 60 years old, the average retirement age. And if you're sitting on 23,000 XRP, if XRP takes 50 years to get to $100, which I think is going to happen much sooner than that, but you'd be sitting on about $2.3 million, making a measly little $583 contribution to your retirement account. Then if you take your retirement out at, let's say, 61 years old, then you got $2.3 million to live on. You could realistically earn about 5% APY on that, which is about $115,000 a year. Now, if you divide that by 12, that's over $9,500 a month. So if you reverse engineer it by starting with the end in mind and figuring out exactly how much money you would need per month to cover your basic necessities, then you could just simply keep on stacking from there, regardless of whatever price XRP goes to in the long term. So the amount of XRP that you need for retirement may be less than you actually think, because XRP's price historically has appreciated over the past 10 years, and over the next 10 years, it's most likely to continue appreciating. Now, the real question is, how high will the price go? We're just going to have to wait and see. Will it be $50? Will it be $100? Will it be $500, $1,000? Or are the conspiracy theories of XRP going to $5,000 or $10,000 going to be true? Nonetheless, I think over the next 10, 20, 30 years, XRP is going to absolutely explode in price, but you shouldn't be focusing on that. You should be focusing right now on how you can set yourself up to be financially free within 10 years from right now, because the time's going to pass anyways. So you might as well start today. And if you're over the age of 50, it's not too late, because within 10 years from right now, we're going to see some of the most explosive updates and transformational changes within the modern financial system that is going to be like compressing 100 years into a couple years of technological advancements. And the smartest investors in the world are all preparing for it right now by investing heavily in the cryptocurrency market. So if you want to stay on the cutting edge, then tap in with our research team. I pay them tens of thousands of dollars a month to research the market. That way you don't have to, and it only costs you $97 a month. So if you want to take your game to the next level, then check out altcoinpro.com through the link in the description below. Watch the 13-minute video on the other side, and I will see you on the next video. As always, you know what we're doing. We're backing up our truck all the way to the bank, grabbing the bags, packing them and stacking them, leaving no bags left behind, because the spending power of the dollar is going to continue to go down in value. That's a fact based on inflation. Blockchain technology, distributed ledger technology, cryptocurrencies are going to continue to go up in value. That's the truth. And together, we're all running to the top. So I'll see you on the next video. I'll see you on the beaches of the moon. You know what to do. Stay bullish.